Hello, welcome to Cat Tarot and Paranormal. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. So, good morning. So there's nobody watching anyway. I just wanted to talk about here. I'll just give an introduction. About 2 years ago, I had parathyroid surgery. If you could see right here, this cut here. What I had was something called four-gland hyperplasia, the parathyroid disease, four-gland hyperplasia, which means all of my parathyroid glands were just microscopically enlarged, so it doesn't show up on a scan. And so I was undiagnosed for a really long period of time, really tired, and getting spacier and spacier. Like now when I look at my old videos on here from before that time, I just cringe at how spacey I was. But anyway, it took a couple of decades until I found someone to help me. I called clinics. There's one in Florida. I called it with a lot of clinics I would call, and they would charge like $1,500 just to talk to the doctor, because my blood test showed that my doctor thought that, maybe I had a tumor, just one tumor. So, good morning, it's early. So he sent me and had me get a scan. It didn't show up on the scan, so he says, well, it didn't show up, so you don't have it. And that's pretty much, I think, since by the time that my blood test finally showed I had something, it took me at least 3 years to get in and get help. In the meantime, my legs got wrecked. My brain got weird. I think it's always been a little weird because I think I've started having kind of weird body since I was 19 years old, and I was like 52 or 53 by the time I finally had surgery. So, and I theorized that this illness might be a culprit in autism. I'm not going to say it is. But first of all, when I tell you how I've been healing myself, make sure to check with your personal practitioner. Make sure that you are ready to start healing, because what happens when your brain gets better, all of a sudden you can, in my particular case, I could see people for who they are now. It is kind of like I don't know if I was autistic before, but I theorize I had something like that. And now when you start to heal, you're able to go, oh, wow. You start to go, wow, well, that person was this way, and this person did that. That wasn't very nice. And then you may even remember things. You could remember things that you couldn't remember before, and some of those will be good and some of those won't. So be prepared to deal with that once you start to balance out. But one of the things I did, and also never quit working on your dreams, because first of all, it helps your mood to do things that you love, which is good for your brain, but also it challenges your brain and it strengthens your brain. So as I progressively, and also I want to say this, I need to say this like 10 times over, check with your medical professional. The ingredients in this, aside from just stimulating your brain with challenges, is exercise, and I used coffee. Now, I think you can do this without the coffee part if you can't have caffeine, but this has really helped me and made a difference. And this is not in any medical protocols. This is not standard practice at all. But this is what has been helping me I just started to discover this within the past month or two, but it's made a huge difference. Again, check with your personal practitioner and also a therapist if some of your brain issues could be psychological. I mean, I think most of us have something, right? There's, especially in the culture we live in. We live in a rough culture, so. And if you're a female like me, you have issues just living here. Sorry to say it to anyone who doesn't approve of me. I'm actually not sorry for saying that. Why do I still apologize? I have a right to speak. So anyway, yeah, don't apologize for that type of honesty, y'all. So anyway, one of the things that I did was, one of my jobs is deliveries, which means I have to, and being that I had really bad legs, I would wait till your legs are stable enough for you to walk, and not fall down the stairs, and that your balance is really good and things like that. I still have trouble running, so like I try to stay safe. I'm careful where I go because I'm afraid I won't be able to run away, but I can walk really well. I'm getting so that I can dance. I think I can dance again really well. Just running is a problem in certain inclines that you go, slippery inclines that go down or up. But but definitely gotten better. But doing deliveries, even if it's just for 1 or 2 hours per day, what that does is it, like DoorDash or Uber Eats, if you live in a safe area and you're a safe driver and you can handle the kind of traffic that's in your area, just go out and do a couple deliveries until you get tired and come back. And then, I've gotten so that I can do a good 30, 40 hours a week of deliveries if I need to. But still, I still get tired from doing it. So, but something I discovered, my friend started letting me use her pool, and I'm trying to save up here, for an above ground pool, but I live in a very forested area, so a lot of trees would need to be trimmed, and I probably have to put down a base and get someone to help me with that, put the pool up, learn how to clean it, But I have a friend, she lives pretty far away, and she lets me use the pool at her building. So I have discovered, I help her teach film class. I help with her kids a little bit and teach film class and all that. Well, I don't teach her class, I just babysit and stuff and contribute a little bit. Just like reading scripts and things like that. So, sorry, it's still really early. This is the one time I feel like doing this. So I would get there early before watching the kids and swim as much as I can, really stimulate my body to the point where I'm pretty sleepy. Now, this is something you would need to gradually work up to. You might need to swim for 5 minutes. You might need to walk across the pool for 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Whatever is healthy and safe for you until you can build up to a point where you can exercise yourself out. So I give myself a good run in the water for a while. I swim and swim and swim. I love swimming, so I can go forever without even noticing it. And then all of a sudden I get an energy crash. When I get out of the pool, when I dry off, I go and I sit in the air conditioning in the pool house for class. Classes in the pool house. Then she knows me really well and brings coffee. So she brings the kids in the coffee. I watch the kids in the coffee while she sets up. And she makes really good coffee. So I love her coffee. So I have coffee. I go to class. And then when class is over, I swim again. And this only happens once a week. And then if I'm, so I've noticed, I started noticing that the next day I'm a different person. So swimming before bed at night has really helped me out. And drinking the coffee right before that second swim. So I get that second swim in. And I've noticed that if you've had parathyroid disease or something like that that gives you really weird chemical feelings, like as your body's healing, a lot of people, now this is a different kind of parathyroid disease than people that just have one or two bad glands that get removed. They usually recover really quickly. This has been years of healing, what I had. And so I have discovered that if I, like, say all I have over here is a river to swim in, I'll go swim in the river and I set a timer for 40 minutes and I don't stop moving for 40 minutes. It's completely different body chemistry after this, after you do that. But that's part of my suggestion. And if you're able to do deliveries, like say, I think DoorDash and Uber Eats, if you're in an area that's good for that, and if you're in an area where the traffic isn't horrific and you're like going nuts, I think it can be pretty good for developing your legs. Like I don't want to go do deliveries in the big city right now, you know. It stresses me out a lot. Like I don't like doing that right now, but I've been able, my brain has gotten better, so much better. I've released my first single, which is out on all platforms. Jojo Bin, so JoJoBin, and the song is Through You. And it's up on every platform around the world. First song I ever wrote in my life that I completed, except for a song I wrote in high school that Crystal Waters, the same song every 16-year-old girl has written in their life. Maybe if I could remember it, I could write it again. But I just want to warn you with this sort of thing, it's good to improve your brain health. And if you have a nice family around you that's really supportive, you're very lucky. If you're someone who has been alone on a lot of their life, or has, in my particular case, I've really been on my own, like single parenting and all that. There are some issues that could come up that could require counseling, because you start to remember things about people. And so I'm just saying, like, being smart is a lot harder, can be a lot harder than you realize. But at the same time, I want to encourage y'all, if any of this stuff works for you, I just want to get it out there. But yeah, it really feels like I came out of some sort of autism or something, and now I'm able to see everyone and everything for who they are, what they've been, what they've done, what they didn't do. So yeah, brain healing can be a challenge. And but anyway, I'm really proud of myself. I'm just hoping to go back to acting and dancing pretty soon, and then be able to shoot some music videos. But right now it's a matter of I have 2 jobs. I'm doing deliveries and I have a commission only job. So once that commission only job starts to take off, I could quit the other job, and then I can go back to acting class, get a new car. But yeah, there's like a whole process of stuff. But yeah, I've been on some stuff as an actor. So I hope you all will check out my single, and I hope you all will check with your doctors and see if this is safe for you. And I've also discovered, and part of the reason I want an above ground pool is that, and also I'm gonna get a saltwater pool because I don't want to be exposed to chlorine, the really intense chlorine from a pool. Saltwater is better, it's healthier. I lost my train of thought. Birdies are distracting me. I live in the woods. Oh, another thing you can do is, if you can't handle the caffeine, I have discovered, and as I was saying, part of the reason why I want an above ground pool is, say when I'm at work and I'm trying to work from home if I can as much as possible, just because it saves time, commute time, etc. You know the reasons. And I've discovered, say like I'll go swimming. When I go out swimming with my son or something, I'll be sleepy, and even if there isn't caffeine there, if there's a place to swim, I just jump in the water again and move again, and the energy goes back up. So this is how I'm gonna quit caffeine once I have a pool. So, but if I need the caffeine like to get myself going, then that's what I do. But I just wanted to let you all know that, and love you all. Take care. Bye. Or wait, how do I hang up? Oh my gosh, they changed this so much. Oh, there it is.